Welcome back, YouTube. We're back here again with another nerd report, and let's say that the fire sale has begun. The cellular industry fire sale has begun. So before we get into the story, please subscribe to the channel, hit like on the story, and also stay for the story also. So we are at the edge of a new dawn, and SpaceX is looking to grab as much spectrum as it possibly can, and they got the money bags to do it with. So this one popped up on Fierce Wireless, but it's trending in the cellular space on Yahoo and different other publications. But I wanted to get this one from Fierce because they were going to go more in detail, and the details is exactly what you need to be able to analyze what is possibly coming down the pipeline. So SpaceX scoops up EchoStar spectrum for $17 billion. That's with a B, $1 billion. So with this acquisition, that makes EchoStar completely out of the game for being the next quote-unquote facilitator for a nationwide carrier. I never really saw it was going to be like that in the first place, but you can always hope. You can always have hopes and dreams. But with this transaction, this gives them the full portfolio of AWS-4 and the H block of AWS also. Now, on a little bit of a side note, the H block marries up directly with the PCS G block that they are using with T-Mobile. So T-Mobile's not out of this by far. This actually gives SpaceX I would say almost 30 megahertz of spectrum to play around with for terrestrial uses. We're talking about direct to cell. So this opens them up for more competition against GlobalStar, AST, and different other satellite to phone offerings. A case in point, Verizon is using two companies, I think Skylo and AST, and AT&T is teaming up with AST. So this is going to make them even more competitive in the direct to sale publication. This is going to open them up for more competition, maybe even more people wanting to partner with them because they got access to more spectrum. So acquiring this spectrum is a big deal. With this also, SpaceX will use the spectrum to deploy the next gen satellites to direct to cell and EchoStar. So this, not to leave EchoStar and Boost Mobile out of this, but this gives them the ability for their subscribers to use the new direct to cell service. So they inked a deal, $17 billion. They're going to get access to SpaceX direct to cell service for their subscribers, which will give them a differentiating factor against, let's say, other MVNOs out there. They can use SpaceX's direct to cell as an MVNO. So a lower price MVNO with direct to cell services that get that at a good price point. You know, they're talking about $25 a month, and being able to have direct to cell coverage. Maybe they end up getting text message coverage. But either way, that's a big deal for a low price, budget friendly service. Maybe not full on data where a customer can still be surfing the net in dead areas, but the ability to know that you are going to be covered no matter where you are in the United States. That might be big for somebody at a lower price. So keep that in mind. So with this deal, they get the AWS-4 and the H block of AWS. The spectrum is for $17 billion. $8.5 billion is in cash. Another $8.5 billion is in SpaceX stock. And then another $2 billion is going to be paid over the next handful of months for, or probably about a couple years, November 2027. So about 2 years. So SpaceX is going to be paying EchoStar's debt down for $2 billion over time. Now, with all this spectrum going on, this actually makes EchoStar's company a lot more resilient now. So the spectrum auction, the spectrum auction selling off actually gets rid of a lot of their upstanding debt that they've been holding on to. And let's see here. On the stock side, not a stock analyst, but if this is what you need to invest in these companies, this is, just want to share the information. EchoStars was trading higher because of this information. SpaceX is probably going to be trading higher due to the fact that this truly puts them into the direct to sale offering against their major competitors. Now, what does this do for? What does the analyst say about this? So Charlie Ergen never really been a truly bright person when it comes to business deals, but this, I guess it was just the writing was on the wall. It was something he couldn't resist. Once you made that deal with AT&T, it was only a matter of time before SpaceX was going to come a knocking. And they've probably been knocking for a while, but they forced your hand and paid your price. Let's see. I know I read this already, but SpaceX, Starlink as a fourth provider, possibly? No. If they wanted to become a fourth provider, they would have bought Boost completely all the way out along with the spectrum. I don't see them wanting to be I don't see them wanting to take that on. If anything, you could see this with a SpaceX and Boost offering where they use Boost as the MVNO of choice and offer the deals and everything through Boost, so they can open up business opportunities in the cellular side. So you don't really take on the whole idea of running an MVNO or even having to worry about those deals. You just offer the direct-to-sale service, and you benefit from the direct-to-sale service being an added benefit to your portfolio. So that's how I look at this, as them playing around in the whole cellular space. You do it through partnerships. You don't do it directly yourself. You do it directly through partnerships. AT&T is already have a partnership with EchoStar. You don't have to go to form up new, buddies all of a sudden just so you can get in a foot in the door. That's kind of how I look at this. But this is the fire sale has already started. Like I said, the biggest caveat from this is that this is going to make SpaceX a lot bigger in the direct-to-sale coverage, because I know that with AST's only claim to fame is to be in the lower megahertz spectrum in their offerings, but I don't know how much of the spectrum that they actually are going to be chalking up. Even if it's only 10 megahertz, yes, 10 with 3 carriers utilizing it versus 2, maybe 3 carriers for SpaceX, but almost 30 megahertz of available spectrum. The race is getting very, very tense. So I'm curious to see what's gonna come about. What do you think? What do you, as a potential customer? I know that direct-to-cell coverage is something I'm going to end up trying out soon. I'm probably going to give it to my father since he's on my cellular plan. I want to see how he fares with it. But what about you, people in the middle of America? How do you think this is going to play out? Do you see yourself utilizing these services as they start coming online? I know Verizon is starting to test theirs with Skylo, and AST should be coming online very soon. So this is going to be very interesting in this space. But leave your comments below in the comment section, and I'm going to leave the link to this article in the description below. But also tell me what you are thinking about. I'm curious to see where the mindset of people are. But thank y'all for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and you have a good one.